We're here to do what is difficult, because if it wasn't difficult, other people would have done it. You know what I mean? And so for me, it was like this opportunity for us to get through this, to figure this out, to crack this code, and to lay the groundwork of the potential of Americans like us coming to a place like this, and against all the odds, figuring it out. I didn't think it was going to be easy. I didn't know what to expect, but I didn't think it was going to be easy. So, we decided to push on, um, definitely against my wife's better judgment. And we continued to struggle for years. And we had everything from people, the record label stealing from us to, I mean, just some of the worst situations you can imagine. My wife was blacklisted from the country on based on some technicality, and we were having to sit in the mayor's office and beg them to return the issues. I mean, it was a technicality that happened when she was a little kid, and had lived here as a little kid, and so because of some technicality, she was blacklisted and had no idea, and we had to go through all of that government mess and pay off people, and so it was really, really challenging, and it just kept getting more challenging. But with each adversity came an opportunity for us to get stronger. It came an opportunity for us to, get that grit that we were going to need, because then once all those problems were solved and her career started to take off, there were new sets of problems, of being successful, and now my wife is on billboards and she's on TV and she's doing all these things that, on the surface appear wonderful, but she's miserable through most of the process. And we had to overcome those hurdles as well, and those challenges as well. And, so we were constantly gaining the necessary mental fortitude at each stage to try to just deal with whatever was being thrown at us. And the worst part about all of it was we didn't have any foundation, no family foundation, no friends. It was me and her, and our first few years of marriage, dealing with what appeared to be an impossible hurdle to get over. But it brought us closer in the end. So I'm thankful for all of it.
And that leads me to the part, and that is with the record label, putting your music out, things began to change there.